Letting number 8604, upgrade athletic field lighting in Carondelet Park. We have 6 bids. Gerstner Electric, Inc., GERSTNER, $502,434.58. 502,434.58. Reinhold Electric, Inc., REINHOLD Electric, Inc., $449,262. 449,262.00. TGB Inc., $468,686. 468,686.00. Barton Electric, Inc., BARTON Electric, Inc., $397,600. 397,600.00. Cosney Wagner, Inc., KOZENY Wagner, Inc., $772,947.56. 772,947.56. All Purpose Erectors, Inc., ALLPURPOSE Erectors, Inc., $373,646.31. 373,646.31. With the low bidder, please meet with Ms. Bean in the hallway. Thank you. I don't know what's going on with the mic. I'm going to have a look at that. That was not even working.
Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie is not present. Director Rundy?
Here.
Director Hayes is excused. Director Roth?
Here.
Director Moore is excused. Director Gray?
Here.
And President Bradley.
Here we have a quorum. I call a meeting order.
From the President, plans and specifications for letting number 8605, 2016 concrete roadway spot slab repairs at Lambert St. Louis International Airport. Contract and bond for letting number 8599, airfield maintenance de-icer tanks, Lambert St. Louis International Airport. Contract and bond for letting number 8602, St. Louis City Parks tennis courts renovations. Recommendation that the board declares as emergency action work for parking lots A, B, C, and D, fence repair and replacement, Lambert St. Louis International Airport. From the President and Director of Streets, joint recommendation that permit for Gerhardt Loss LLC to amend permit for ramp configuration for tenant address of 1 South Vendor. The encroachment within the right-of-way would be reduced from 9 feet to 4 feet. Recommends approval subject to certain conditions. From the Director of Public Utilities, recommendation that the board declares as emergency action to make all necessary alterations to Chain of Rock Softening Basin Number 2 and replace the accelerator gearbox. Recommendation that the board declares as emergency action to rebuild and refinish 4 NPK 4X hydraulic hammers used for pavement breaking. From the Director of Public Utilities and Streets, joint recommendation that the following permits be approved subject to certain conditions. AT&T Missouri, starting from handhold at 2904 Allen, bore 1 fiber cable 309 feet to riser pole at 2903 Allen. From handhold at 2904 Allen, bore 4 fiber cables 50 feet to riser pole at 2904 Allen. From pole at 3163 Russell, bore 1 fiber 366 feet to riser pole at 2102 South Compton. AT&T Missouri, starting at 2000 Nebraska, side of 2904 Allen. Replace existing handhold with new 3x5x3 handhold. Place 1 new 4x4 concrete pad with fiber distribution box. Place new concrete bollards, hand dig fiber tails 2-inch between new concrete pad and handhold. AT&T Missouri, access existing manhole at 2100 South 9th Street and bore east along Russell, then turn and bore north 225 feet along 8th Street and bore east 100 feet to the rear of 701 Russell. Fiber and copper cable will be placed. Southwestern Bell Telephone Company, doing business as AT&T Missouri, starting at existing manhole in the alley at the rear of 6101 Delmore, bore west 347 feet. 2 handholds will be placed at the rear of 6101 Delmore and 6161 Delmore. Southwestern Bell Telephone Company, doing business as AT&T, started existing AT&T manhole located on Hampton at West Park, front of 1300 Hampton. From this manhole will bore east down West Park, staying off south curb line, and then turn and bore before entering the private property at the side of 1300 Hampton. Southwestern Bell Telephone Company, doing business as AT&T, starting at manhole 2038, located at 9255 Riverview, at interest of Midos Trucking LLC. AT&T will place cable out of manhole south 177 feet to property line of 9255 Riverview. Charter Communications, started existing charter manhole across from 4240 Duncan, bored to the northwest corner of Duncan and South Boyle and set vault in the grass, then bored north along South Boyle to driveway entrance in rear of 4320 Forest Park, then to private property. Ameren, Missouri, to set poles and install conduit on the west side of North Euclid, south of Delmore at 625 North Euclid. From the Director of Public Utilities and Public Safety, joint recommendation that the following permits be approved subject to certain conditions as follows. Phoenix Fund LLC to subdivide land at 2935 and 2937 Lafayette in City Block 2129. Live on Deal LLC to subdivide land at 3005 Lafayette in City Block 2127, and the Metropolitan St. Louis Sewer District to consolidate land at 1910 Rear, 1950 Rear, and 2000 Hampton and 1900 Sulphur. From the Director of Streets, recommendation that permit for Jefferson Bank and Trust Company to encroach with banner on 3 light poles, 2 banners to be placed on Market in front of the property, and 1 banner will be alongside the property on 23rd Street. Recommends approval subject to certain conditions. From the Director of Public Safety, recommendation that 2 festival zones be approved as follows. Earth Day, April 23rd through the 24th, 2016 at the Forest Park Muni Grounds. Carry On the Ball Foundation, April 24, 2016, at 8th between Carr and Cartridge Heights apartment. Now we have the conditional uses.
Good afternoon, Mr. President, members of the board. I'm Bob Gordy, and I'll be representing this building commissioner at today's meeting. I'd just like to point out that we have actually recommendations from two separate conditional use hearings that were held. The first was on March 24th of this year, and per Board Order 766, transmitted herewith our recommendation for the following conditional use application. It's approval with conditions recommended for one application at 4647 Enright. And I request that this recommendation be approved as submitted. Secondly, we have two recommendations from a meeting on March 17th of this year. And again, per Board Order 766, transmitted herewith are recommendations for the following conditional use agenda applications. Approval with conditions is recommended for one application, that is at 4205 South Grand. I would like to point out to the board that we inadvertently sent the wrong conditions down with this application. We attached some home occupancy conditions, which would not be appropriate for this. This is a commercial occupancy. So we've revised those conditions. They're fairly standard conditions that we've attached to several other fitness centers in the past. And we would like you to peruse those recommendations, see if they feel appropriate for that particular use.
Yep.
And in the meantime, I'll answer any questions if there are any, but I'd also, again, per Board Order 766, transmit herewith a recommendation for the following conditional use agenda application. Denial is recommended for one application at 6250 Wydown. And I request these recommendations be approved as submitted.
All right. So just for point of clarification, you are recommending denial of 6250 Wydown?
That is correct.
Okay. And I have in my possession a number of photographs that are taken pertaining to 6250 Wydown, and I would just like to pass those and let the board have a look at those for just a minute.
Please.
That's what I watched while you're doing it.
They're all different properties. No, I guess they're all the different properties.
Mm-hmm. All right. Are there any questions on the conditional uses from the board? Seeing none, I'll take a motion, please.
Motion. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No.
Move to approve the recommendations on the three conditional use permits, specifically approval with conditions at 4647 Enright, approval with revised conditions at 4205 South Grand, and denial at 6250 Wydown.
Okay.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie.
Aye.
Director Rundy.
Aye.
Director Hayes is excused. Director Roth.
Aye.
Director Moore is excused. Director Gray.
Aye.
And President Bradley.
Aye. Approved. I'd like to turn your attention to the meeting minutes from March 22nd, 2016, last Tuesday. I have one correction to the minutes. I'd like to note that both Director Hayes and Director Scobie were both available for that meeting by phone. Are there any other additions or corrections to the minutes? Seeing none, I'll take a motion, please.
Move to approve as corrected.
Okay, moved and seconded. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie. Aye. Director Rundy.
Aye.
Director Hayes is excused. Director Ross.
Aye.
Director Moore is excused. Director Gray.
Abstain.
And President Bradley.
Aye, the minutes are approved. Today's agenda, are there any questions or comments on the agenda? Seeing none, I'll take a motion, please.
Move to accept the agenda.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Can you call the roll, please?
Director Scobie.
Aye.
Director Rundy.
Aye.
Director Hayes is excused. Director Ross.
Aye.
Director Moore is excused. Director Gray.
Aye.
And President Bradley.
Aye, the agenda is approved. We have no action on our tabled item today, so I will ask for a motion for adjournment, please.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.